It's been a long and disappointing day, guys. Last you saw, I was buttoning up the bike, putting it all back together, getting ready to go on a test ride. I did. I went on 3 test rides. Each time the carburetor's clogged up because apparently there's still rust floating around in this tank and making its way down the carbs. So, I've had the carbs off and the tank off probably 4 or 5 times today. Trying to clean them out. I threw BBs in this, pressure washed it, cleaned it out with cleaner multiple times. The tank's just too far gone at this point. My carburetors, I've cleaned them 4 or 5 times too. I'm just done with it. So, a couple options here. Dad called me up and said, hey, why don't you go ahead and cut the tank apart, cut the bottom out, and see if we can't clean the actual inside by getting at it, and then weld the bottom back on. It's possible. I've seen people do that before. It's just real tedious. Takes a lot of cutting. If that doesn't work, then my plan B is to go ahead and get a 2.5 gallon fuel cell if I can make it fit, and kind of place it inside the hollowed out body. That way the bike still looks all right. Anyway, yeah, I'm just bummed. It's 9:15. I've been out here for over 12 hours today trying to make this thing work so I can get to the races, which are happening as I'm speaking. So I'm totally bummed. That's all right. We're gonna go ahead and try to make some progress on this and see if we can't get this thing working. So here we go. There it is. Look at that. That powder kept coming off. Man, I didn't think it was that bad on the inside on the top, but you know, of course, you can only see this part of the tank from the top of it, so that didn't look too bad. It's a little rustier than it looked earlier just because of the water that was on it for pressure washing. But, well, we're going to go ahead and try to fix it because I have a bunch of little sanders and little Scotch-Brite pads, whatever I'm going to call those. Little 3M pads, and we get to scrubbing all this stuff off and see how far I can get tonight. Maybe I'll have a running bike tomorrow. Alright, all the prep work is done. The inside, wipe it, it's clean. I'm wiping it out with rags and acetone just to make sure everything's out of there. Now that the wiping is done, all the rust, or at least everything that I can get, has been removed. It's time to join these back together. I've gone ahead and I've already sanded down all the edges around here so we can start just basically tack welding all the way around. And hopefully these come together and the tank doesn't leak. One other thing, I have to connect that tube back together right there. I'm just going to use some fuel line. If that doesn't work, I'll just cap it off here. Not a big deal. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright guys, we got it welded up. So Some of the crappiest looking welds I've ever done, but if it works, I don't care. So right now I'm going to go ahead and hook up a small pressure pump to this inlet right here. And go ahead and pump it up, and we're going to see if any kind of air leaks come out. I'm going to use soapy water, just kind of squirt down the bead there, and we'll see if anything's leaking. Oh yeah, all of them. Cool, well we can pretty much count on going around the rest of the whole thing again. I'll be back with you guys. And time hop. We are here. It's been about a month since the last clip. Here is the tank, as you guys can see. We've got it all welded up around all the edges. We've got the tank sealing now properly, which is excellent. Was able to get it back on the bike, which is sitting right here. And once it was back on the bike, we tried getting the thing running, and it still would not run right, even with good gas going through it. What I ended up finding was the emulsion tubes in the carburetor were actually worn out, causing the bike to run extremely rich down low. So high RPMs, the bike would run good, but down low it'd start running really rich and start misfiring real bad. You'd have to clear it back out. Basically, that's no good for drag racing, because the most critical part of drag racing is your launch, which is going to be when you're trying to deal with your low RPM stuff, as in like staging and things like that. So that was a big problem. So ordered a new jet kit, new emulsion tubes, got everything handmade, or custom made I should say, from a company who specializes in these bikes. Got the kit here, assembled the carburetors, got it all back together. That fixed my low end issue, but I still have now I have a lean condition. So ended up having to replace the intake manifold boots, these rubber guys down here, because they were leaking air and the seals that go with them. Got those to seal up, and I still am leaking air somewhere. So we started spraying down the engine with carb cleaner around all these surfaces, and when I started spraying where the cylinder head meets the cylinder, I found another air leak. So next I got to replace the head gasket to see if that's causing my issue, and check the surfaces to make sure they're flush, flat, make sure there's no cracks in any of the castings or anything like that, and hopefully that fixes our issue. So I know it's been a long time coming. Just lots of things going on. If you guys haven't checked out the new update video, go check that out real quick. I'll drop the link up here. There's lots of things going on, trying to stay on top of everything. I want to get this thing out. I've already missed so many races. My dad's been out drag racing the ZX-12, and I'm totally bummed that I haven't been out there able to race with him. So anyway, thank you guys for following along so far. I'll get you up to date with the next video as soon as we figure out something else on this. The next video will be the head gasket replacement, and then hopefully we're good to go. We can go race this thing. So thanks again for following along, guys. If you haven't already, hit that like button for me. Drop me a comment or question down below. And as always, subscribe to this channel to help this channel grow. We'll catch you guys on the next video.